Put on your headphones and allow yourself to descend into a truth we spend years, sometimes decades, running from. A truth whispered by ancient sages, murmured by poets on the edge of despair, and carried quietly in the hollow of every wounded heart. That maturity is not born from what we gain, but from what we lose. We grow up being told that life is an upward climb, that the self is something we build, brick by brick, achievement by achievement, as if identity were a tower meant to rise above the storms. But those who walked furthest into the depths of existence tell a different story. They say that the soul is not shaped by what we add, but by what is taken away. That emptiness, not abundance, is the true sculptor of the human being. Tolstoy discovered this not through fame or comfort, but through a crisis so profound it forced him to question the worth of life itself. Pessoa lived it in the labyrinth of his many masks, each persona falling like a leaf in winter, until what remained was the quiet ache of the unadorned self. And we encounter it in the private catastrophes no one else can see, when the future we dreamed of dissolves, when a part of us dies, loss strips us. But in that stripping, we are revealed. It burns away the roles, the performances, the illusions we crafted to feel safe. It exposes the fragile truth underneath, a truth that cannot pretend, cannot hide, cannot soften itself with excuses. In the silence after the collapse, you meet a version of yourself you never knew existed. And from that encounter, real maturity begins. Not with certainty, but with surrender. Not with triumph, but with a trembling acceptance that life will break you and remake you again and again. The great traditions of the East understood this deeply. Zen teaches that only an empty cup can receive anything new. Taoism shows that the soft, the yielding, the humble branch that bends in the wind is the one that survives the storm. Buddhism teaches that suffering isn't a flaw, but the doorway to seeing reality as it truly is. The West reaches this same truth, but through the wounded path of the ego. Unamuno speaks of the tragic sense of life, the human heart caught between its longing to live forever and the mind's knowledge that everything ends. Kierkegaard shows that true faith requires the sacrifice, not just of what we love, but of our very understanding. And Kioran, chronicler of collapse, reminds us that despair strips away the comfortable lies and leaves us face to face with truth in its rawest form. Across the world, across centuries, the message converges. Maturity is not the weight you carry. It is what you learn to set down. It is not the fortress you build, but the walls you allow to fall. Loss is not the enemy. Loss is the fire that burns away everything that is not you. And when the flames die down, something remains, smaller, quieter, but infinitely more true. This is where the real self begins.